Welcome to the Conquer Risk podcast. This is the OGs, the leadership team here at Potomac. I am joined by Manish, Jeff, and Jen. Manish, why don't you kick us off with some company updates?
Absolutely. So let's start with AUM. We finished the year at an all-time high at roughly 600 million. And when it comes to new accounts, that really hasn't slowed down. But because of market performance, we kind of got kicked in the nuts a little bit. But with a lot of our stuff being tactical, this is cyclical. It's going to go through ups and downs. But we're still kind of on that path when it comes to growth and where we want to go. So all is well. Staff, we officially hired a new project manager, Tisha Torpy, who's coming in to help us get organized, and she's been here now a couple months. She's also going to help with our two conferences that are coming up, the Employee Retreat and also our Potomac Advisor Conference, which is going to be in September. So we're keeping her busy getting organized, and I think we're kind of settled in on staff right now for a little bit. 16 employees, 14 states. It's enough for us to handle for the time being. With that being said, with the Potomac Conference, we decided to grow up a little bit when it comes to sponsorship. In the past, we would just kind of call people and say, hey, do you want to come? You want to help out? We're trying to become a little bit more official here and have these sponsorship levels. We still only want sponsors who do business with us, not just out there trying to get money. And so, we'll be sending that out shortly to all of our partners and vendors and see who kind of wants to come on board. Another thing that happened this past quarter that was really cool is we got voted one of the best places to work by Investment News. I think that's really cool considering, it takes the employees to vote for it and take the time out of their day to send in those kind of requests. So proud moment for all of us, I think, on the leadership team, especially to get up there. With hundreds of firms to be voted up there is a pretty cool thing. Another thing that happened this past quarter is the official launch of Research by Potomac, which is our research product led by Dan and Drew. That's going really well. We're pushing out a bunch of content, and we're getting a lot of good interest and eyes on the product. One of the things that we're going to do is release the research product to all current Potomac advisors. Jeff and Christopher are going to lead that push in the next couple weeks. So that's going to be a huge value add for the folks that are currently working with us. So be on the lookout for that. And the tech stack, Jen's going to touch on that in a little bit. We signed the contract and the programming has started for some of the new account onboarding and DocuSign integration. This is like the icing on the cake that we've been waiting for to really push this thing out and truly be an all-in-one. We've had electronic signature. It's just been done differently. This is going to kind of get rid of integrations and have it all in one spot. And today, to cap it off, we are trying something new that I think people who are watching this might want to try with their company. It's a game show of some sort. We have our monthly happy hour, and today we kind of switched it up and we're going to do a game show. None of us have any idea what this is about, so we'll maybe at least record some of it to see if other folks want to also try this out with their team. So that's the high level.
After we start drinking.
Yeah, for sure. High level, that's what we got going on. Jeff, what's up in your world?
Yeah, we definitely want to make sure we record a little bit before we start drinking, or God only knows what could be in the video. All right, so we got several things. Appreciate that quick run through from your level. Let's start with distribution. So I know we're excited to be added to another TAMP. AI Alpha is a pretty cool little TAMP that's rolling, and we now have our strategies on there. So we're always looking for more distribution places. Again, we're just trying to go where advisors are rather than having everybody come to us. Along that lines, adhesion has been a long time coming. We've had an agreement for a while, and we finally got everything in place that we could go ahead and we've started to see some assets there, which is exciting. Again, just another distribution place, and that's been a fairly popular one. So excited to see that door open up. I mentioned last time, and I usually do, kind of what the status is as far as our own TAMP union, just from the standpoint of we've just started onboarding another nice size office. Really excited about that. Always neat to see that engagement. But that means that we only have 2 or 3 spots left, depending upon the size, right? And I challenge anybody who's thinking about, well, where should I go? Where should my new home be as far as the TAMP that they want to use? And I ask this question: are they restricting how many people are onboarding to make sure that service doesn't falter? That's something that's critical for us. And that's the reason that we limit how many people or what size that we can bring on. So along that lines, let's move on to a couple of things more along the education line. One is Insight, our tool that we created last year is going like gangbusters. It's really awesome to be able to put all of the diligence information, make that the marketing information for all the different strategists that we partner with, both our own strategies as well as other firms, and be able to get those in one spot. And I know, as an example, I was just doing my ADV check for all the different firms as an OCIO. And instead of what I used to do is go to the IARD site and go type in all these names and try and figure out which ones are which, because sometimes a company may have multiple different RIAs. I just went to Insight and clicked on the ADV link for each one of them. It's centralized, it's simplified. It was so easy. It saved me a huge amount of time. So we're always looking at ways to make diligence and marketing simple for advisors. So Education Station, we got to hit that. I just recorded another episode, and that was fun stuff. We had Chase host this time. So, you know, we've got a new, shorter, if you hadn't seen the last couple episodes, we tried a new format. We seem to like that a little bit. I want to
interject and interrupt you, Jeff, because it is worth noting from my perspective as CMO that you have finally produced an episode that's watchable. And
Woo!
I enjoyed it. Chase did a great job. He was clever. He was fun. Little bit of, first time hosting jitters, but he kept me engaged, and he makes me want to keep watching because I feel like if I do, he's going to lead me to his pot of gold. So I'm in for more Education Station.
Hey, I love it. I love it. Yeah, he's got all kinds of nuggets. One of his best lines ever to me, after he lobbed a joke my way, sort of a little zinger in one of our own little private meetings. He was like, "Oh, hey, just realize I have no emotional attachment to my joke. I just lob them out there and see what happens." And
was that the bald spot joke?
Oh God, there's been many. Yeah, there's been many. So yeah, it was good stuff. So anyway, he's great. I loved it. All right, so as we're moving on, got a couple more quick items. OCIO is kind of neat from the standpoint of, again, that statement I made a minute ago, trying to make diligence and the idea of and the process of building models simple for advisors. We now have another layer that we can put together on a quarterly review for those that are engaged with us using our model combinations. Again, not just Potomac strategies, but different companies together. And we put a quarterly report together that reviews where the benchmarks are, where the individual strategists are, where the combinations are. And it makes it really easy to do a review, put it in your pocket, stick it in the file. You've got this info. It's really great. You get audited. What have you done to make sure these are the right places or these are the right things? You can whip that out and you'll look like a genius. So really exciting. Using Y charts for that, just for the record. Pretty neat. And then lastly, I'll sum this up. It's nice to get out on the road again just a little bit. We're going to a broker-dealer conference. The folks over at Genios have been great. They've got a custom TAMP that we are new strategist on. And headed off to see some folks in person. A lot of people are doing business with us now, and just kind of nice to get back out there and do some of those kinds of events. Been a long time coming. So on that note, Jen, the only way we keep union running is if your operations team is rocking and rolling. So I'm going to toss it to you. What do you got?
Thanks, Jeff. So just to kind of recap what we did in the first quarter, we now have our union user interface, which we talked about last podcast. It's been on our blog, but it's live. Our operations staff is using it. We're using it for our day-to-day workflows to communicate with 2 advisors we've had onboarded already. So we have 2 advisors in there working. We have kind of an online live service center where they're able to track their paperwork and see exactly where it is. If we have notes or NIGOs, we can communicate them through there. We've gotten a lot of feedback from those 2 advisors, which has been great. And we've kind of used the operations staff and those 2 advisors as the foundation. And I like to think of it as we're building. So the next part of that we did in quarter 1 was we added additional features. One of the things that our back office never had was bank instructions. So our operations associates always got the question, well, what bank's on file here? I can't quite remember. And this provides that transparency. Advisors are able to look at an account and see exactly what's on file, systematics, beneficiaries, bank instructions. So that's been great. We're really excited to onboard more advisors. So a lot of work went into quarter one, again, to build that base for quarter two. So quarter two, we have a lot of initiatives going on. We do have one operations associate that is out on maternity leave. So congratulations to Kayla for her baby boy. Good luck with that. I hope you enjoyed eating and sleeping.
Good luck with that.
Yes. But some of the initiatives that we're going to tackle, as Manish said earlier, was we really want to have a seamless onboarding experience. So the next piece of that is to build a DocuSign web app. We've already hired developers and are in touch with them. What that will look like is you will take a lead or client's contact information and push that information into forms that you choose and then into DocuSign, and that paperwork will route back into the client's file. So you're always able to see, are you waiting on signature? Has somebody not filled something out? You're able to see that in real time. So we're really excited about that. And that's going to be the building block to build on to the future of our onboarding process. As I said, we're also going to continue to onboard the union advisors. We have 2 slated for the rest of this month. Excited just to see the different feedback we get, because every office really does operate differently. Some other things that we're looking to expand in the union, it's like a mouthful, union interface, is we want to make the work center a little more interactive, replace our secure exchange, have like automatic notifications go out. So that's something we're really going to build on in quarter two. Another part that we're really excited, and Evan, the operations associate for the central region, is helping me with, is we want our union interface offering to be inclusive so that we're kind of a one-stop shop. So right now we have the planning piece, we have the client portal, the aggregation, the mobile app, reporting, secure exchange. But what we don't have, and what we haven't been able to offer, is a CRM piece targeted to advisors. So we're really looking forward to build that out, just to kind of round out our offering. We've just started our research phase, but we're hoping to wrap up and have some kind of beta test by the end of the quarter. So like I said, we have a lot going on in quarter two, and most of it is on making our interface better. We're really excited about it.
Hey, Jen, I have to help you out there just a little bit. Since you were struggling with Union UMA, I just want to make sure. Manish, can you say recapitalization? just curious.
Off.
Perfect pronunciation.
UI.
Christopher.
Well, so I made note in the last episode of this podcast that we spent 2021 building a sports car, and 2022 was about driving it on the marketing side. And that's what we've been up to. But one thing that happened was halfway through the quarter, the war in Ukraine broke out. And I wrote a piece about how, you should always be paying attention to what's going on in the world, but this is one of those times where you don't want to be tone deaf. And for us, that meant a little bit of a shift in the way we develop our content, because what you don't want to do is be out there being like, hey, look, I understand people are dying in the streets, but have you seen the Joe Montana documentary? Like that just doesn't hit, and that's not who we want to be. And so
yeah, Christopher, I'm going to interrupt you this time, and I just want to just flat give you a kudo, because this is the second time there has been a sort of a major upheaval of some sort, and you have come out with something that in this particular case, that piece that you wrote, very straight to the point, let people know where we're coming from, what we see, and why we're doing what we're doing. And I appreciate it, and so do advisors. We obviously are on the front line talking to advisors, and they can appreciate understanding why suddenly there's maybe a little bit of a change or a little bit of a hiatus in what we do. So nice work there.
Well, I appreciate that. And as I noted, it wasn't like it was a big shift for us. It was just more of a gear change, and we're going to lean more into, the more detailed, serious side of what we do. And and a little bit away from some of the fun of the brand. That's still in there. We still are who we are. I think that's evident in this podcast, just in the discussion that we've had. And at the right time, we'll begin to bring some of those things back in. But that's an important thing that I think anybody who is out there, whether you're an advisor, whether you're running marketing, it's something to be very cognizant of as you craft your messaging going forward. So, digging into the details then of what we've done over the last quarter, it's been a lot of, what I would say really traditional marketing, lead generation with ads, with email, trying to find the right kind of messages that will hit for getting eyes on our research product, getting eyes on what we're doing with Union. And it's the first time that we've really had the resources and the team to really go deep into that and do a lot of testing and trying different kinds of work. And it's still a process, and we're learning a lot. But we've already started to see some results of that. And so that's exciting and something that we're going to be doubling down on as we go into the second quarter. Another thing that we've spent quite a bit of time on is just, taking time to evaluate our website and the kind of pillars of our content that are out there, which is something that I don't think people do often enough. Just because it's there and it works doesn't mean it couldn't be better. And so Jordan on our team has really dug into the SEO side and looked at, with what we offer, what are people really out there searching for and how are they searching for it on Google? And so if you pay close attention, you've probably seen some of the main pages of our website start to change. They don't look dramatically different. It wasn't a new website. It's just, updating and crafting a better iteration of what we have. We started with Union. We're working on strategies now. And the next piece of it is we're going back through some of our older content, blog posts, those that are still generating quite a bit of traffic 2 years after we wrote them, and updating the content, bringing it, front of mind and fresh to build off of our success. And I think all of these things combined are really, helping us take that marketing to the next level. So we do have a new campaign that we're going to launch next month in May, in conjunction with our team visiting the Jolt conference in Las Vegas that Snappy Kraken is putting on. Looking forward to that for a lot of reasons. Manish and I both have an opportunity to speak, which we're always grateful for, and I think will be a great opportunity, but also just for our team to learn. Some of the best marketing people in the industry are going to be at this conference.
Well, also, Christopher, real quick, I don't know what they were thinking, but they have a mimosa breakfast right before my presentation.
Right before your presentation.
So you done f***ed up.
Yeah, if you're going to Jolt and you weren't already planning to attend Manish's session,
you need to attend.
Highly recommend that you put that at the top of your list for that. Was it 10:45 slot that you have that morning?
But you have to make sure that they go get mimosas before they watch Manish as well.
Yeah, you want to be on a similar level so it all hits. And
I call it swing lubricant. Just you have a little mimosa.
I'm not sure how to follow that one.
Get your mind out of the gutter.
It's going to be a good quarter. We've got a lot of the traditional stuff, and then bringing back, some of the bigger campaign things as we come to the end of the quarter. We have something fun planned for the end of April, which I won't spoil. But I think Manish in particular will appreciate how we're helping with this one. So I'll leave that as a tease.
All right, I'll bring us out. Look, the next quarterly update won't happen in this format because we have an employee retreat that's being recorded from start to finish. So we're just going to post that in its entirety. With that being said, please like and subscribe. Thank you for joining us today, and we're out.